I'm exploring Italy's west coast, traveling across the sea and its coastal roads to reveal the Italy the locals know.
There you go. She loves it. I would. Look at that, look at the color. Oh!
And of course, I'll be serving up mouth-watering Italian food.
This is the chef's pearl. As a Neapolitan who grew up on the Mediterranean coast, I want to show you the treasures that this coastline has to offer. Trust me, this is a journey you won't want to miss.
So welcome to my Italian coastal escape. Tonight, I'm really excited. I'm going on a trip down memory lane, showing you the Mediterranean region where I grew up, the magnificent Bay of Naples. The bay is a 35-mile crescent of azure blue sea bordered by Monte di Procida in the north and Punta Campanella in the south, and overlooked by the natural wonder that is Mount Vesuvius. With the seaside Roman ruins of Pompeii on its doorstep, it's not surprised that Naples is a thriving tourist destination, with over 3 million visitors every year. I was raised in the bustling city of Naples, and whenever I return, my love for it floods back. As one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world, 12th century castles compete with pristine piazzas for your attention. Today, as Italy's third largest city, and with over 1 million Neapolitans calling it home, it really is a special place.
For me, Naples is the ultimate masterpiece, a perfect symphony of art, culture, architecture, energy, passion, and of course, food. And every Neapolitan starts their day with this and one of these.
The pastry shop Scaturchio has been serving Neapolitans breakfast in the heart of the city for over 100 years. The most famous of its breakfast pastries is the sfogliatelle. With a sweet filling, in my opinion, is the best way to start your day.
Quindi che stiamo facendo ora, Giacomo?
So I'm thrilled head baker Giacomo has invited me to the kitchen for his masterclass in this Naples staple.
We started right here with the puff pastry. So my job is to massage the pastry with lard. So nice and light for breakfast. Yeah, flour and lard. Cioè bella leggera, leggera.
Ma basta mangiare una sola, fatta bene e
Ma
riempie tutta la
Giacomo said it's better to have only one, but have a good one.
The lard separates out the pastry into crispy wafer-thin layers when it bakes.
For a Neapolitan point of view, to make sfogliatella is like for a Yorkshireman making Yorkshire pudding for the first time.
A rite of passage.
E ora inizia a rotolare?
A rotolare su se stesso, sì, piano piano.
So now we have to roll it into a very tight sausage.
Esatto. Perfetto. Molto preciso.
He said I'm very precise.
And what I love about this is that, like all great Italian dishes, it has a fascinating history.
So the sfogliatella was born somewhere around the 1600, and the priests and the monks, they were the first to create around this coastline the sfogliatella, because at the time they were the only people who had enough money to buy sugar, lard and flour.
Lo tiri, lo giri. Perfetto. E adesso tagliamo.
Next, we cut discs about a finger width. Then we mold into cone shapes, ready for a filling of ricotta cheese, semolina, sugar, egg, and candied fruits. Once stuffed and sealed, they are ready for baking.
Che praticamente doveva sembrare un qualche cosa che appartenesse alla donna.
So the story says that to make the perfect sfogliatella, the shape should be something that resembles something that is in the middle area of a woman.
Cioè il dolce, è bellissimo.
And that's why Neapolitan, they always smile when they have sfogliatella, and I'm smiling as well.
Once cooked and dusted with icing sugar, our sfogliatelle are ready, and my mouth is watering.
Look at that. There she is in all its glory. La sfogliatella napoletana. 100,000 of sfogliatelle napoletane sold every single day for Neapolitan people to have breakfast. It's crunchy outside, flaky, and inside is moist. I can really taste the fresh ricotta cheese with the sweetness of the candied peel. This is exactly the way I remembered.
With that delicious breakfast in my belly, wandering the streets of where I grew up, it's obvious why I became a chef. Food is everywhere. The margherita pizza was invented here. Street food is sold on every corner, and it was here that I got my very first taste of the classic Italian gelato.
I remember when I used to bunk off school, I used to come here, get an ice cream, sitting, looking at the sea. And 30 years later, I'm doing exactly the same thing.
As well as great gelato, Naples is famous for fantastic fish and seafood. In the bay itself, you can catch around 20 edible species. And as a city by the sea, there are fish shops in every neighborhood. And the one dish which sums this city up is the one that appears on every restaurant menu in Naples. Fritto misto, or mixed fried fish.
Ascolti, io devo fare un fritto misto.
And I'm going to show you just how simple this iconic dish is to make. Step 1, buy the freshest fish you can from the local pescaria.
I just asked him to do me a box of mixed fish for my fritto misto. And I told him, whatever you go local that I should fry, just put it in the box for me.
So we select anchovies, small local fish, calamari, and fresh prawns. Then find a kitchen with a decent view.
You guys have fish and chips. In Naples, we have fritto misto. And what fritto misto means is a mix of fried fish. And where we're gonna start is with this bad boy, the calamari. Now, let me show you how to prepare it. So, the first thing you have to do, you take the head off, just like that, okay? Just pull your finger between the wings and the pouch. And as you pull it, the skin comes off. Look at that. Nice and easy. Now, let me give you a tip. If you buy a calamari like this and you clean yourself, you're gonna pay half of the price than a calamari already cleaned. So learn how to do it to save some money.
Next, pull out the quill, scrape out the inside, and rinse with water. Now, the head and the tentacles.
One thing that you have to remove, right in the middle, there is the beak. So just take it out with your finger. Cut just below the eyes, like that. And then with the tentacles, just cut them the size of your finger. All right? Put them there. And this one, cut them in half. And then in half again. Now for the pouch.
Slice open. Gently score a diamond crisscross design on the inside and divide into 4.
So what's gonna happen now? When you fry, this is gonna curl and it's gonna cook really fast. It's gonna be nice and tender. I'm gonna put them here.
The rest of the prep is simple. With the small fish and anchovies, make a little cut on the belly and rinse out the inside. Remember though, you can use whatever fresh seafood is available to you.
See, the thing about fritto misto, the secret is only one. Try to keep the seafood, wherever you're gonna fry, try to keep them as whole.
Next, for the coating, I use 50% of semolina and 50% of flour. Season with salt and pepper and mix. Then add the fish along with some matchsticked peppers and courgettes.
Now, have a look at this. You guys have your butter when you have fish and chips, which I believe sometimes it can be quite greasy and heavy. That's the difference between a butter and what we do in Italy. Slightly coated with the flour. You can still see the whole fish.
Carefully place everything into hot sunflower oil. Starting with the larger fish and anchovies that will take a little longer to cook, about a minute.
Then straight after, we're gonna put the large prawns. In goes the calamari. Then don't forget the courgettes and the peppers. Don't start to fiddle with the spoon in there, just let it fry. You know when it's nice and crispy that everything is gonna be ready.
Whilst the seafood cooks, prepare the perfect dip to serve with it. Mayonnaise flavored with the juice of half a lemon and 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder.
Now let me give you my final tip from the fish. Don't buy any greaseproof paper or anything like that. Newspaper, like in the old days, to make sure that you drain any excess oil from the fish. Then, look at that. Fritto misto straight on top. Perfect. Couple of wedges of lemon.
To wash it down,
Like this.
try a bottle of Franciacorta.
There you go. That's it. A nice way to have a fritto misto on the top of Naples. Salute to you and to my hometown.
And my culinary journey reveals even more surprises as I continue my coastal trip down memory lane.
I'm traveling along the Mediterranean coastline, revealing its jewels along the way. And tonight, I'm in my hometown of Naples.
Naples is such a city of contrasts for me. From the urban, edgy heart to its pristine squares and its glittering bay. Having explored the heart, I'm heading back to the coast. So I've heard about a unique seafood delicacy beneath the waves that third-generation fisherman Giorgio has promised to take me diving for.
I've been living here for a long time, and I know that this area is very famous for mussels. I had no idea about the sea lemons.
Sea lemon are these sea fruit that they look like some little stones in the water.
Do they taste like a lemon?
Absolutely no.
So why do they call them sea lemon?
Because it's orange, yellow inside, the flavor is very strong and also the smell.
Can you show it to me?
Sure.
So you need to
Cut it with a knife. As you can see, it's not so hard.
So this, oh,
Another name is a sea squirt.
yeah, because it's just
Yes.
squirted on me. So this little thing is what you're looking for.
Yes.
So all this rock for this little thing.
Yes.
And what do you do with it? How do you eat them? Can you eat it like that?
I use them at the end of a dish. Yes.
So you take this out, chop it up, spaghetti are ready, throw
Yes.
them in, toss, eat them.
Perfect.
And
Yes.
that's what you done there?
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to try. Okay, should we try?
Sure.
Come on. So, this is my first time. I am a sea lemon virgin. Nice. Reminds me of sea urchins, but this is less fishy.
This is the flavor of deep sea, the smell you have in your nose when you come out from diving.
From the deep sea.
Yes.
There is always something new to learn. And today, I thank you because I never tried this, and this is delicious. But are you going to show me how do you pick them up from the sea? Bravo, 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 bravo.
Sea lemons naturally live in deep water, but Giorgio grows them in these shallow, warmer waters where they'll mature faster. So in these crystal clear waters, it's no longer before a spot sun, living in groups stuck to the rocks.
Giorgio, they're beautiful. I love the orange coral.
Yes, and this is the way you can find them.
Can I put them in my pocket?
Sure.
They're not gonna bite my willy, are they?
No,
You sure?
absolutely not.
It shows, as a chef, you're never too old to discover new ingredients. With my crown jewels intact, I'm now heading 9 miles out of Naples in search of this region's most famous residents. One with a temper even more fiery than my own, the mighty Mount Vesuvius. Best known for destroying Pompeii back in 79 AD, towering over 1,000 meters above sea level, Vesuvius is still the most active volcano in all of mainland Europe. Yet 1 million Neapolitans still live under its unpredictable gaze.
You may think that those people are mad to live in such a dangerous place. But I speak for all Neapolitans when I say I think it sums us up. Spontaneous and beautiful.
And we are definitely not put off by a little rain, because along with the rich volcanic soil in the foothills of Vesuvius, it helps this region produce the best cherry tomatoes in Italy, the Pomodorino del Piennolo del Vesuvio. I'm meeting farmer Bruno, who grows these unique red and yellow tomatoes on his 12-acre farm.
I've just asked Bruno, all this thunderstorm is very dramatic. Does he feel the same living underneath the Vesuvius? And he said, definitely, because they always fear that something is going to happen.
But it's the volcano that helps them produce these world-class tomatoes.
This is such an amazing product. So definitely the Vesuvius plays a huge part, on the cultivation of these tomatoes, because the ground is full of mineral. So potassium is the main element that helps these tomatoes, number one, for the color, but mainly for the sweetness.
These beauties are known across Italy, and due to their thicker skin, can be stored for months. No wonder they sell for 7 to 8 euros per kilo, compared to just €1 for regular tomatoes.
I want to do the taste test. Meanwhile, I'm quite worried because there are thunders above me. Ma quando è l'ultima volta che ha piovuto qua?
5-6 mesi fa.
Scemo-
Siamo fortunati, ci avete portato
La pioggia.
La pioggia, sì.
6 months ago was the last time that they see rain. And he said, Gino, thank you because you brought the rain from England, which the ground really needs it. È un piacere, è un piacere.
Assolutamente.
This is got more of a delicate flavor, but slightly bitter than the red one. And I can see this one working extremely well with seafood. Questo con 2 vongole, cozze, sai
È un
come è buono?
abbinamento idealissimo.
Bruno agrees with me. Oh, andiamo.
Before I take them away, the little bunches of tomatoes are bound with twine to make a bigger bunch, or piennolo, and then hung, which means they ripen slowly.
I remember since I was probably about 3 or 4 years old, I used to go in my grandmother's kitchen and seeing this cherry tomato hanging in the kitchen there, and I was thinking, how do they do that? So once you have one of these hanging in your kitchen, as far that it's not too hot, these they last up to 10 months. I mean, this is the ultimate man working with nature to preserve things at his best.
As the rain breaks, tomatoes in hand, I head back to the coast. With Vesuvius towering proudly behind me, I'm going to share my foolproof recipe to impress a loved one.
The question that people always ask me is, Gino, what can I prepare something romantic? And the answer is right here. I'm going to show you how to prepare a spaghetti vongole with clams and mussels. We put everything on a big platter so you can play the Lady and the Tramp thing, you can feed each other. And where do we start? Is right here. Clams and mussels. Now, you need to make sure that you clean them when you get at home. And the way to do it is very simple. Clams, you just scrape them. The mussels, usually they got a little beard here. You just take it out. And to see if there is any sand in them, you're gonna have to pick them up. You can do it in your sink, or you can do in a tray like this one, and let's see, bash them down. what's going to happen if there is sand in the clams or the mussels, they will open straight away and the sand will come out. I often see people making the mistake to take the clams and the mussels and put them in tap water. That is wrong. Tap water is sweet. Mussels and clams are used to salty water and they will die straight away. So these are ready.
Next job is to prepare a simple sauce with just 3 ingredients.
And the trick is this: cold pan, garlic and chili already in there, olive oil goes in. Now, only at this point, the heat comes on.
Once you start to see the garlic sizzle, add in your mussels and clams. Then just add salt, some roughly chopped flat leaf parsley and mild white wine.
So put a splash in it.
Stir, bring to the boil, then cover with a lid and let the steam work its magic for 5 to 7 minutes. Next, I want my sweet yellow pomodorino tomatoes.
Now, these tomatoes here are going to give a nice flavor.
Italians have many different ways of making vongole. So if you can get yellow cherry tomatoes, don't worry. Red ones works just as well.
Stir all together, couple of minutes, and the sauce is done.
Simply add some spaghetti cooked al dente, and for my final tip, soak the pasta in the sauce for 1 minute before serving.
Beautiful! Now, the way to do this is to pour everything on a large plate. Remember, this is for 2 people. Now, we definitely have the tramp. I'm gonna have to find myself a lady.
Spaghetti vongole with fresh local seafood from Naples Bay and tomatoes from the Fritto of Vesuvius. This is a dish that is fit for royalty and is a fitting way to end my journey in the Bay of Naples. Salute! Next time, I dive into unspoiled Calabria.
This is the place to be.
Getting hands-on with local ingredients
It looks like a wrinkled testicle.
to create world-class dishes.
Beautiful.
Capture the essence of Italy's beautiful coastline and learn to cook and eat like an Italian in no time with Ginos' new cookbook, Ginos' Italian Coastal Escape.